What is up, everyone? Mike here. Just got off the bike for Time Trial Tuesday. Did a spicy little workout, working at my threshold. Really trying to push that that power up as I come into my first build prior to departing for training camp in Clermont, Florida next month on the 27th. And then on to Arizona for Powerman Arizona. This video is long overdue. I should have done it last week, but with the holidays and family and the things that take over our lives, here we are a week later. So as you can see, behind me is the current speed concept that I ride with modifications, 51 Speed Shop elbow pads, bars, 165 millimeter cranks, a 54 front chainring, 1026 in the rear when the rear is on. It's on the trainer right now. So I'll begin by saying that I'm very excited to announce that Trek Stafford, Virginia will be doing a shop sponsorship for me. And I'm very excited about that. It's kind of a verification that they believe in what I'm doing as a professional, that I'll represent Trek well. Now, all of my bikes are Trek, and with one exception, have always been Trek. It has to do with the knowledge and local customer support. When I have an issue, all I have to do is take it there and they resolve it, no questions asked. It's really a great team, led by the manager of the store, Richard Bailey, also a friend of mine. And you know, that's the kind of relationship you look for as a cyclist, amateur or professional, that when you go to your bike shop and you have an issue, it's not, well, immediately let's replace this. It's a holistic approach where they assess what's going on. They listen to what I'm saying is going on, because I'm sort of, like a Rain Man with bicycles. I can feel differences and changes in the bike because I ride so many miles. For instance, last week I felt a change in shifting towards the end of my ride, took it up there, and we determined that it was time for a level 2 tune-up. So we took the bike apart, the Madone, and now it's running back to perfect. With the amount of mileage as I ride on that bike, you know, I have to do that kind of on a bi-yearly or twice yearly basis to keep that bike running efficient. On this bike, it's been really a labor of love to modify it. To me, I'm 6'3", on an extra large frame, but I have a tendency to kind of, you know, scrunch up in my aero position instead of kind of like spreading out. So we've gone back and forth. I've actually set up another bike fit checkup when the new bike gets here to really dial in that fit before I depart on the cross country back. It's going to be a wild first 3 months of the year. Going to Powerman Arizona, then to Clash Miami and Miami, back home, and then intense training, and then on to Denmark, hopefully for the middle distance duathlon world championships, which I feel really good about. The first 2 races of the season are meant to prepare me for that. I've started with sort of a middle kind of fitness. For me, I'm really happy where I am this time of year, in December, and kind of the aerobic foundation rebuild, if you will. You know, I didn't let my fitness drop that far after the last race that I did in October. I kind of backed off of the intensity and kind of went to a steady state aerobic kind of focus. And now, as we enter 6 weeks out from Powerman, Arizona in February, now we're starting to build, you know, on that foundation that we already established to push the time trial power higher where I think it needs to be competitive. Now I'm starting at a pretty high threshold as it is, so we're really kind of wanting to fine tune that power. I want to really work on my aero position because I feel like I'm losing speed over distance because there's something not quite right there, and that's why I've scheduled another fit next month before I depart, so we can really dial in the bike, because it'll be a new bike, and get my position in check. I have been dealing with a little lower back issue. I'm not sure. I've been really working on my hamstrings, but I have a tightness in my lower right back, and it's sort of preventing me. I don't know if my sciatica is acting up or what have you, but you know, there's that my right leg don't want, until it really warms up, doesn't really want to extend. So current speed concept, you know, I'm not going to shift these 51 pads over. Not really working well with the speed concept for some reason. They have a tendency, and I don't know if it's because for whatever reason, the pads seem to move around a lot in this cockpit. As we all know, this cockpit is interesting. It's been corrected in the new speed concept. I'm really excited to see that cockpit, and of course, I'm not going to leave it how it is. I'm going to modify it. I wrote a couple of the stuff, you know, just kind of basic laydown. I'm going to run NV 7.8s, and then when it presents itself, I'll run the NV disc as well. I have that. I'm going to run 28 millimeter because rear tires, because that is how they tested that bike, and that is how they found it to be the most efficient speed-wise, power-wise. And I'm going to run, as I always do, I'm going to run those tubeless. I know. I prefer it that way. It doesn't prevent flats, but I have, knock on wood, I have never had a flat during a race. Now, I almost ate it at the Great Floridian in October as I zoomed down across the bricks and got shot across. But I've never had a flat with those tubeless. And now we can debate back and forth what is the most efficient rolling resistance wise. I prefer that. You may not. You may prefer latex tubes, whatever you want to do. So we're going to have 28 millimeter tires on the rear, on the rear 7.8 and the MB disc, and then on the front we're going to have 25 millimeter tires. So as we look to make that bike as efficient as possible, of course, I'm going to change out the front chainring from stock to the 5441 SRAM red front chainring with cork power meter. 165 millimeter cranks are what is best for me coming off the bike into the run, and with my cadence I like to stay around 80 RPM during a race. That's just my natural time trial bike cadence. On the road I'm more 90 to 100 on the road bike, but of course you want a more efficient cadence so that you can come off the bike and run efficiently. I'm going to be running the Watt Shop 20-degree high-sided elbow pads. I want a more secure elbow pad this time, so I can really kind of, you know, feel secure in those. I don't feel secure in the kind of these lower sided pads. I want to really feel like I'm locked in on the cockpit. I'm going to use the 51 Speed Shop carbon ski bars on the front so I can get a very high hand position because, you know, I feel like that's the most efficient for my position. High hands. Of course, on the horns, we're going to have the SRAM blips or speed shifting or sprint shifting, if you will. They'll be wrapped underneath in the tape to keep those good. Absolutely. I feel like for me, that's absolutely necessary. I do a lot of races that have steep hills, like the national championships in New York that had a lot of elevation. Interestingly enough, the Great Floridian had a lot of elevation, had like 3 mountains in Florida, which I was laughing the whole time I was climbing. I am a climber other than, you know, the phenotype, you know, as a time trialer, obviously, but I am also a very efficient climber, not a sprinter, never going to be a sprinter, do not like sprinting. That's not to say I won't sprint, so don't get any crazy ideas. But just not my type. I'm a long distance endurance kind of diesel engine. I can chug up steep climbs, recover quickly, coming back down, etc. So that, and so then we have the SRAM Red front chain ring, which you know, it's just like, it's like looking at a piece of art. Those are the 165 millimeter SRAM Red cranks, and then the chain ring, and then I'll run an oversized ceramic derailleur in the rear. Won't mention the brand, and a ceramic bottom bracket, just to make everything as efficient as possible in the drivetrain, because you don't want to lose watts there as you're chugging along down the road. Now, you know, I've designed the new kit for 2022. I'm changing my colors. Last year was black and gold, or a combination black, gold, and white. This year, I've decided to go to more of, I don't know, a different kit. Just because I like to change things up. I don't like to stay one way. And with me coming out as a professional in 2022, I wanted to come out fresh, new bike, new wheels, new kit, and all of that. So it's going to be like an ombre where the black fades up, or, you know, kind of lightens up into the white. And then obviously my partners and sponsors across the front, which is my wife, Carla Mason Photography, very successful boudoir photography business here in Stafford, Virginia. Her logo is on the back of the RV, and I get honked at going up and down 95. That's how well known and renowned that she is. I can only hope to attain that level of recognition that she has. She's really good at what she does, and it was a no-brainer for me to put that on my kit because she has support. I was gone a lot last year. I did take the kids when I could with the training camps and the races. She comes to races. I know she doesn't prefer that. A lot of those races are really early in the morning, and she does not like that. So, you know, with everything she has done, I wanted to show my support to her. So she will be on my right chest. TRC Endurance Racing, of course, my racing brand, will be on the other side. And then Trek Stafford, as the primary sponsor, will be in the primary locations on my kit, front and back. And then it goes down from there with Speedhound I've already announced them. Rudy Project, I announced that on Instagram. With Speedhound, I can offer my code, TRC Endurance, get some bucks off. They are running a really good sale right now off the Pro Recovery System, so make sure you go to that website. I'll have it down in the comments or the description below so that you can pick that up. It's sitting right there. It's always out every night when I'm done. My legs are in those, getting recovered for the next day. It's a really great system. And then over there, as we did the last video, the travel bag. Rudy Project, obviously the wing, the helmet, fastest helmet I've ever worn on the time trial bike. Still waiting on some other gear to get here, but you know, I got the sunglasses, I got the wing. And then we'll slowly pick things up as things catch up. The website will also be down in the description. If you send me a message, I can give you a code to use to get some bucks off there as well. And then you go into Hammer Nutrition. I am I don't know. Maybe I can count on one hand, professional-wise, endurance. Maybe there's more, I don't know. But I am a vegan professional duathlete. And some would say that's a hindrance. I would dare say that I dare you to try. But I did it for health reasons and really, you know, I'm out in the environment so much. It's one of those things where you know, I feel compelled to ensure that survival, if you will. I'm not going to shove it down everyone's throats, but that is me. I am a vegan professional endurance athlete, and Hammer Nutrition has by far the best products for me. When I come up, you know, and that has to do with the supplementations, my daily vitamins, you know, all of these things that help me function as I tear down my body. You know, obviously the food helps with my recovery, but then you have to fill in those gaps because it's just the day in and day out. You have to get that little extra as an athlete, in my opinion. You may not need to, but I feel like I do. And I do focus on, you know, the basics, like, you know, my B12 supplementation, the iron, vitamin C for immunity, and all those things. And I'll do a video on the things that I use from them, along with the Hammer gel. That's my primary fuel source on the bike. You know, I'll come up with a plan. Front bottle will have Perpetuum mixture of some sort, and so there's kind of an, you know, that's my nutrition plan, which I also do advise for athletes that I coach. I'll help you come up with your nutrition plan. It doesn't have to be Hammer Nutrition, but we'll work out what's best for you. I know what's best for me based on experience and training. But Hammer Nutrition, even if I wasn't sponsored by them, I would definitely continue using those products. That's just how firmly I believe in how they've helped me, you know, stay training the way that I do. So that is it for me in a nutshell. I will have my website for coaching down below. That's cycling and duathlon. My website will be down below. And, you know, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll answer those questions. I'll have my email. My Instagram is @theroamingcyclist. I'm also on TikTok. I do kind of kooky videos over there as well, @theroamingcyclist. And, you know, this won't be kind of, everybody does the normal day in the life of a pro. Mine's going to be more like, you know, educational, if you will. You know, I'll do some day in the life. So definitely when I start traveling, you'll see a lot of videos as I'm out there doing that, training, especially when I'm in Clermont next month, and in Arizona, and definitely when I'm in Denmark for Team USA. So if you like that sort of stuff, and if you want to learn some things along the way, I believe in kind of an open information source. If I can help you achieve something, by you watching, great. If you want to hire me as a coach, also really great. And all of that will be down below. I'll do a lot of videos as the year goes on. I try to do them weekly, but as you know, it doesn't always work out that way. So we'll see what comes next. If you have a topic you'd like me to discuss as a cyclist, multi-sport athlete, vegan athlete, any questions, put them in the comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video so that I can reach more people. And, I'm going to be here doing a lot of races, and we'll see where this goes. I'm really working hard to try to bring, a podium or a world championship in Denmark, and everything that I am doing is preparing me for that, from the bike to the kit, to the partners that I have, and that's going to be it for me. If you have any questions, put them down below. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. All the information will be down in the description. I'm the Roaming Cyclist, and I'm out.